The Egyptian army is closing in. The Red Sea blocks their escape, and Moses just raised his staff. What happens next will shock you. The wind screams. The waters split in a path no human could imagine appears. But as the Israelites step onto the dry seabed, something terrifying lurks beneath the waves. Will they make it across? Or will Pharaoh's army get to them first? The answer will leave you speechless. The night was thick with tension as the Israelites camped by the Red Sea, trapped between the roaring waters and the thunder of Pharaoh's approaching army. Fear spread like wildfire among the people. They cried out to Moses, "Were there no graves in Egypt that you brought us here to die?" But Moses stood firm, his voice steady with faith. "Do not be afraid. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord." Then, in the deep watches of the night, the Lord spoke to Moses. "Lift up your staff, stretch out your hand over the sea, and divide it." With a heart full of trust, Moses raised his staff toward the heavens. Suddenly, a mighty east wind surged forth, sent by the hand of God. All through the night, the wind howled, driving back the waters with unseen power. The sea trembled, then split apart with a wall of water towering on the right and a wall of water towering on the left. A dry path emerged, cutting straight through the depths. A hushed door fell over the Israelites. Then, at Moses' command, they stepped forward, fathers holding children, mothers clutching infants, flocks and herds hurrying along. The ground beneath them was dry, firm, a miracle beneath their feet. But behind them, Pharaoh's chariots charged in pursuit. His horses snorted, his soldiers shouting in fury. The Egyptians plunged into the seabed, their wheels churning mud, their arrogance blinding them to the danger. Then, in the morning watch, the Lord looked down upon the Egyptian army with fire in his eyes. He threw them into confusion, clogging their chariots, shaking their courage. Panic seized them. "Let us flee," they cried. "The Lord fights for Israel." But it was too late. Moses stretched out his hand once more. The walls of water held back for hours by the breath of God crashed down with a roar. The sea swallowed Pharaoh's army whole, chariots, horses, and men vanishing beneath the waves. Not one survived. On the far shore, the Israelites stood in stunned silence. Then, as the sun rose over the delivered nation, praise arose. They had witnessed the impossible. They had walked through the sea on dry ground, and they knew the Lord their God was mighty to save.